better off getting a job. Spencer has given us a call at 5 Live. Hi, Spencer.
Hello, Phil.
So your website is called Not Going to Uni. Explain.
Well, we're 2 years old. We're a young website called notgoingtouni.co.uk, and we really set ourselves up to help all school and college leavers just understand all the options that exist outside of that very traditional university route, because there's so much out there, and careers advisors very much sort of focus on university, and it's actually the majority of kids that don't go.
So what do you do? What do you offer? I'm just logging onto it now while you talk to me.
There's advice, guidance, there's hundreds of video case studies. We talk about apprenticeships, employer-funded degrees. We're not anti-uni, we're not anti-degree, but there's lots of other ways of doing it. There's plenty of good employers out there, people like Logica and Tesco's, that will actually pay you to do a degree and work with them. There's some smart stuff with people like the Open University.
And I see you've got a list of various apprenticeship vacancies on there.
Yeah, we've got thousands. Apprenticeship vacancies, jobs, training courses, lots of things to get young people thinking about what the options really are. Even if it's just having a look at some of the gap year options, taking a breather, assessing your situation, and then deciding on the appropriate way forward. Sometimes the appropriate way is university, and sometimes, you want to have a look at an apprenticeship or do something more vocational.
Kay, what do you think of Spencer's idea?
I think that's absolutely fantastic, and it's great to hear that there are people that are pulling this information together so that young adults can have an informed choice.
You left at A-level age?
I did. I applied to go to university, and I was seriously considering it, but I decided the best thing for me was to get into paid employment, and I was lucky to get funding from my employer to initially do a HND and then a master's degree.
And was there anything like Spencer's website available to you when you wanted to do that?
Not at the time, although there were career advisors. I wasn't particularly motivated at school, but the careers advisor was helpful in at least getting me to stick through my A-levels. And then I decided that uni just wasn't for me, and I think that's the point I wanted to make, that uni isn't for everyone, but I do feel there can be some enormous pressure on young adults to go down that route. Certainly my children, they all think they're going to university, but...
Is that because they feel they have to?
I feel so, and it may be the school that they're in, and there are high expectations, but it does almost feel like an automatic expectation, a default, that they would go to university.
Spencer?
I must say I agree entirely. I've got some stats here. I don't want to bore you with figures, but there was a survey that actually showed that 37% of students felt pressured into university by their actual teachers. 28% felt pressured actually by their parents, and remarkably 20% by actual careers advisors. So I think there is a cultural thing where we're just pushing too many kids towards uni. It isn't appropriate for everyone. It isn't one size fits all, and kids really need to just stop, think independently, and as the lady said, make a really informed decision, and hopefully our website gives them something to look at to help make that choice.
Lally, come and join the discussion. Kay and Spencer with us on 5 Live. Lally's in High Wycombe. You're third year... Hi, Lally. You're third year English student.
Yes, that's right.
And
at Warwick University.
And how do you feel about university as someone who's in your... Is it your final year? Year 3?
It's my final year, yeah, going into my final year. Well, for me, I don't think university was necessarily the right choice, because it's very restricting, and I did go through the motions when I got my A-levels 2 years ago, and automatically went to uni like a lot of my friends did. But it's not, I think the specialist degrees are important, like nursing and sciences, but when it comes to English, it's such a broad subject. I have no idea what I want to do after this.
So do you think you'd have been better off, but how, if you'd no idea what you want to do, how would you have found the right job then?
Well, like Spencer's website, there's so many options. I thought about so many different things, like even just working in an office and doing charity work with animals. It's varied from a huge spectrum. And if I'd seen all these apprenticeships and training possibilities, or even just taken a year out to think about it, I might not be in this position today, where I have no idea what I want to do.
So you're graduating next summer?
Yes.
So you're about to go into your third year?
Yeah.
Spencer, any advice? What can Lally do? She's got a year to decide.
Well, I think it's a question of just stopping, having a look at the market, and trying to see what actually you can get passionate about. You know, before this business, I was involved in recruitment, and I've helped a lot of people get jobs over the years, and very often it's being able to hang your hat on something that you get a lot of pleasure out of or can feel passionate about, because waking up every morning and wanting to go to work is an enormous bonus. And just don't take the first thing that's thrown at you. Have a look, find something that really gets under your skin and you can get passionate about. And just on one of the points that she made, a lot of these big and tough professions do require university, but sometimes there are some other alternatives. People might not know that you can become a solicitor through the ILEX route, which is a trade body that takes you through a slightly more vocational route to becoming a solicitor without the costs of university and the debt that goes with it.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because Susan joins us from Barnsley. Your son's just finished a law degree and he's struggling to get a job.
Correct. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Fill us in.
My son's just completed a 4-year law degree at Northumbria, and he actually came out with a first-class honours degree. From the age of 13, he all he's ever wanted to do is be a solicitor.
And why can't he find a job?
Systematic, I think, probably, of the economic climate.
Too many qualified lawyers?
Not enough opportunities, and perhaps a bit of nepotism, dare I say it. It seems to be that if you have a relative that's in a law firm or contact, then it's more or less an open door. And he really has tried so hard. He's applied for over 50 training contracts, and it's quite soul destroying to do that and still have a £27,000 debt hanging in the background.
£27,000. Susan, stay with us. Lally, Kay, Spencer, thank you for calling 5 Live.